Here's the dark side of the wheel strategy that nobody likes to talk about. Yo, what is going on, premium chasers? I hope you are having a God-blessed day today. Every single person that comments down below is going to get our quad option strategy checklist that is perfect for those of you that are just getting started with selling options. Just drop a comment. I'll personally respond to you with that playbook, all right? And while you're down there, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because today we're going to be talking about the dark side of the wheel strategy, all right? And a lot of people, I know how excited you guys get about the wheel strategy, and it's a fantastic strategy in my opinion that I've been doing for many, many years now. However, with the wheel strategy do come risks, right? With every strategy out there, there's a lot of risks. Now, some have more risks than others, and I believe that the risks versus reward ratio, at least in terms of the wheel strategy, is worth it to me. But I want to talk about really the biggest one that a lot of people make. And it really hurts you, your portfolio long term, okay? So for this example today, we're just gonna be using Square. Now, Square, or Block, I always call it Square, but Block, ticker symbol XYZ. And now, this is just for example purposes. A lot of these kind of like growth stocks, this can happen to you with, okay? So I'm going to assume in today's video that you know what selling puts are, selling calls are. So I'm not going to be diving into all of that. There's plenty of other content here on the channel. This is a little bit more advanced, like a tad bit more advanced. But let's talk about it. So let's say you're an investor in XYZ Block. And you saw around this date, around January, right, that you did a cash secured put, right? It was trading around 82 towards its bottom Bollinger Band. Setup is looking juicy, right? And maybe you did some 70s that expire about a month, right? You did like a 70 cash secured put for it, right? Which is fantastic. Maybe you collected a great return on your collateral and you're like, yes, this is a good play. I love this company, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? All right, well, a month goes by, and this thing dropped down to 64 and hasn't recovered since. Okay, right? And this is where we have to now remain calm and think about what happened here, okay? So we had our, we bought our shares, let's say. We did a 70 cash secured put. You were assigned, right, at 70, right? And now, right, you bought your essentially, your $7,000 was taken, and you now are sitting on a cost basis of 70, while this thing has just been below that ever since, right? You could see the bottom of the Bollinger Band is at 47, top of the Bollinger Band is at 62, with our 300-day moving average being at 70. What do we do in this situation? Let's think about it, all right? So we're going to assume, in the sake of this example purposes, that you own shares at $70 per share, right? And it's trading at 56, okay? Let's go over it. So first and foremost, as I pull up Block here, one thing about the wheel strategy that you have to understand is make sure, again, do what you want. But for me, I always like to do stocks that I believe in long term, even when they are getting absolutely beat up and hammered. So that would be the first thing that I would relax about. I'd be like, okay, I got it at a better price on it. And do I still like the stock? Sure, right? Yes, I do still like the stock, unless something crazy came out about it. Right? We can see Block is still getting beat up here. So we're going to go look at our options. Right now, we come here and we're like, okay, we got these 100 shares, man. Like, we got these 100 shares. Let's put them to work. Let's see what we can do. Let's go out to 30 days. Is there anything that we can do here to at least make some money? Man, anything? Oh, man. Okay, 72s. Okay, we can collect $14 on that. Man, let me toss that into our cash secured put calculator. So we're collecting $14 in premium. We're willing to sell them for 72.5, right? And we purchased our shares at 70. All right, so 0.2% premium return. Oh my God, this is awful. This is terrible, right? Our profit on the shares, if we end up selling them, if a Block even gets to 72.5, right, is going to be 250 for a total profit on that trade of 264. Obviously, example purposes only, these numbers are constantly changing. And the unfortunate reality of the situation is, if you go into stocks that you don't believe in long term, or if you do believe in it long term, and you are stuck in a situation like this, and this, I don't want to say it's not common, but it is common, especially in growth sector stocks where you see insane premiums. So, when you see those premiums that are like juiced up, where you're getting like 8%, well, You might think, oh man, that is insane. That is so good. Well, guys, everything I believe is already priced into the market. So when you are doing a trade like that, right, you're taking on a massive risk. What is that massive risk that you're taking? This to be potentially stuck in a situation just like what you're seeing right now. Okay. This is why me personally, I like to stick to the boring, mundane stocks. Like the J&Js, Pepsi, Coke, right? Spy, right? Things that I don't believe are leaving anytime soon, right? And then obviously getting into, quote unquote risky. I wouldn't call them risky per se, but, like Mag 7 stuff. And occasionally dabbling into the higher risk, higher premium rewards like an XYZ, right? Because situations like this can arise. We don't know if block will ever hit 70. And that potential loss that you just had, right, where you're stuck holding it, right, at 70, that's big. You might even consider being like, you know what, I just want to get out of it and sell this, which is a strategy, right, at the end of the year to save some money on taxes, right? That is a strategy there as well, right? So you might want to go speak to your tax advisors on that. But with that said, here's what I've done in the past to kind of just at least get those shares working. Listen, I've done dumb things like this before, and I've been stuck holding stocks that I don't believe in, and I just am doing everything I can to just get them out of my account, right? And and listen, it might be not the best move, but it's at least fine for me. The first thing we have to understand: if you started to lose belief in the company, and you're just trying to get out, your first option, go accept your losses, right? Let's say it's trading at 56 and go get your $5,600 back. Just sell them. If you truly don't believe in the company and you got them in at 70 and you're like, screw it, I'm selling them. I don't believe in this company anymore. That's your first option, because at least you get out, you get in, you get out, and you're done. Accept your losses, learn it as a learning lesson. And trust me, it's happened to all of us. That's your first option. Your second option is you still have some belief in this company, maybe not as much conviction as you used to, maybe whatever came out about the company, and you're like, you know what, I still want to hold them on. Maybe I'll give it a year. I'll hold these on to, and I'm going to do my best to at least collect some premium on this thing. So if you do that, right, sometimes, like these 30 days, I'm actually shocked that we're able to get anything for this. But there might be times where you have to go out further. Listen, dude, I've done times where I literally will sell my call a year out because of the stupid stocks that I've bought in my day, where I'm like literally I just need to get out of this at a positive, and I'll literally just go out a year and just to sell call, and like I literally don't care as long as I can sell this even a year from now, right, for a higher price than what I bought them for. So if you have that conviction, you can do that. You can for sure do that. You can do that, and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm totally cool going out 300 days, right, on this thing, and selling them for 75. Now, for that, nice. $430 in premium collected here. $435 in premium, right? But with that, that's 300 days, bro, right? So that's a big decision that you need to think about if you're willing to take, because a stock like this, as we've seen, can move real quick. This thing can shoot back up in a matter of a week or two, or a positive headline back to 70, 90. And you're going to be stuck holding this contract, having to sell it at 75. This is a big decision to make. Have I done it in the past? Yes, but this, you have to understand that, hey, you're basically capping out at 75. If this thing is trading at like 100 in a year from now, you're selling yours at 75. Sometimes this is the play, though, in my opinion. It's like, hey, whatever. Like this emotional roller coaster of this stock, I can't handle it no more, right? I can't handle it no more. And you're still going to make out positive here. Now, it might take a while, right? So if we go to our covered call calculator here, right? Let's say we're collecting, now it's $475, so $475 in this premium, obviously educational example only at the time of this recording. We're saying now we're willing to sell it for 75. That's essentially what, 75. I missed out my counts. All these trackers and stuff are available for free in our Facebook group as well, guys. Feel free, join us. It's a vibe. Introduce yourself. All the stuff there is free. All right. So this is basically your trade here. Okay, this is your trade. This is basically your max profit that you can make on this trade. You sold your shares, right? You would make $500 on that trade, and you have a damn good premium return. Obviously, it's over 300 days, so that's relative. But if you end up selling your shares, your total profit would be $975. Obviously, educational example only. These are only showing at the time of this recording, and these numbers are constantly changing. Now you can go up further. Nothing wrong with that. If you're like, you know what, Pete, maybe I do kind of like believe in this. Like there's just a little bit of me that I still have that gut feeling. You're like, okay, maybe I'll do the 90s. Okay, we'll do the 90s. Let's see what we look at like on the 90s. 244 premium, right? 244 premium, right? 90. We sell them for 90. Okay. If we hits 90, right now we're getting a real nice return if we sell those shares. And a decent, premium return. Again, 300 days, it's really nothing. But that would be the trade. Now, this is where you have to start building your own strategy out, right? The purpose of this channel here is to create educational content, guys, and for you to learn to be good, investors. I don't believe we're traders. I'm not a trader by any means, but we make good decisions for ourselves, okay? So in your case, you're like, you know what, maybe 300 days is too much for me. Maybe, I'll cut that in half and go 150. What can I do for 150? Okay, maybe I could do my 75s. Maybe 150 days from now, I'm fine. Selling it at 75. Plus, I collect a little bit of that premium up front. Let's go take a look at that. So 192 premium now, right? Our strike now is 75, right? We bought them around that 70. We got assigned at that 70. It'll be obviously a little less if you want to calculate your premium in there. And then we have a decent, not a great return, but decent. And it gets us out of a stock that we're starting to lose belief in. Okay. And this is the exercises I go through, guys. Like this is the exercises that I go through when I'm doing something like this. And this is, in my opinion, the worst thing that can happen to you in a wheel strategy stock. Now there's times, bro, you might even go out 300 days and you might not even do cover calls if it drops so hard. Now, if that happens to you, most likely it's because you went into something really sketchy. Like truly, really, really sketchy. For the most part, like a company like XYZ, it's still a fantastic company in my opinion, right? So there's still like value there. But if you go into these weird like stocks that are like $4 or $5, you might not even be able to do cover calls a year out. I've seen that, right? It might be even nothing, hardly anything there. And that's where you have to take that as a learning lesson. Guys, drop a comment down below and I will send you the quad option strategy checklist. It's a one-pager that kind of shows you the entire quad option strategy and how it works. And if you are somebody that wants a more hands-on approach on learning how to set up your own option selling portfolio, check out the first link in the description of today's video. That is our 1-year-long incubator program. Yes, it's 1 year long, right? Because we don't trade a lot. We trade a handful of times a month, right? And really, I believe this is a strategy, at least for me, that I'm going to be doing until the day I die. And it's something I'm going to be teaching my family members as soon as they're old enough, because it's not something that, again, I would classify us as active traders, right? Because again, we are not trading a lot. So it takes about a year to master, because there's a lot, believe it or not, it's an easy strategy to understand, but there's a lot of different kinds of situations that you can be put in. And over a period of a year, you'll for the most part be in, pretty much every situation you could be in terms of the quad option strategy and the wheel strategy. But take a look at that link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.